Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I want to give some time to Gaza. I want to talk about that. I'm doing great. This is my therapy session. This is when I talk about the stuff that gets me banned a little bit. Gets me, has them slowing down my upload speeds, which is why you see my later videos later than necessary. It's because I be talking about stuff like this on the side, and they know it. But the latest thing I heard was Israel's army bombed another refugee camp, killed 11 children. What else is new? They baby killers, that's what they do. We're not getting used to it. We just understand after 195 days of this, or 94 days, I think it's the 194th day it is, there's no low that they won't reach. Zionists support this all over the world, and you're seeing it in these actions that I've been describing. Anybody speaks about it gets banned, or weird stuff happens with their social media, all different types of stuff. Columbia University is trying to silence Palestine supporters, and Google's arresting their own employees for protesting the contract that they have with Israel in regards to some things that they're putting together for Israel, and this is what it is when you let the bad guys control the earth. They scold the good. That's really what it's about. And so in this situation now, not only are they bombing the refugee camp, but they're also mowing down everything around it and then leveling the land so that they can take the land from that refugee camp. So it ain't just about murdering people, it's about taking land as well, as we understand. And it's less about a response to any type of strike or a response to taking of hostages. And it speaks to the understanding that they had many reasons for why they want to kill these people. It ain't just about what they say it's about. It ain't just about what we understand it to be biblically. It's about many different things. And one of them is controlling and revamping the entire land from which they live. And so, as a person of color who understands how white supremacy has done my own people, and how the Black Lives Matter movement was treated the exact same way many months ago, I understand that they're doing the same thing to these people in regards to their lives, essentially saying they don't matter, essentially saying that they shouldn't be fought for, and that anybody who fights for them needs to be scolded. You saw the same thing in the slavery days, what they used to do to Caucasian people who were abolitionists, call them end lovers. It's the same playbook, it's the same energy, it's the same demon. And quite honestly, it's probably the same money flowing from those circumstances all the way to now into these. And this is why boycotting is so important. I'm walking past a Starbucks. I don't mess with Starbucks. In and Out, they supported Israel. It's a lot of these companies that we need to be aware of that don't give a damn about the children of Israel, of Palestine, or the children of Israel for that matter, given the fact that they put a target on their backs by doing evil in their name. And I don't appreciate it on either front. You guys know I don't hate Jewish people. I don't hate Israeli people. I think there are good people over there who've already shown their faces, who maybe are settlers, and that is wrong, and maybe they should get the hell out of there, for which they should, but not before making a stand against what their country is backing and their country is doing. And I respect anybody in a position of privilege who puts down their privilege for the sake of humanity and the betterment of what it is that their last name should be understood for. I'm not mad at that. And I think as an American, I understand that I'm a settler too. Even though my people, my native people, family members, history in my family is Native American, African American, and Caucasian. There's still some Caucasian in there. And so I understand I'm a settler too. When we start talking about leaving land, I may have to leave land too if we're doing things the right way, just off of the strength of that. And so, if I'm gonna sit up here and get mad at the Israeli settlers who are doing the right thing in regards to using their voices, it's the only home they've known for the last 75 years, but they don't want the evil that's being done there to be done there. I think when it's all said and done, I don't see a reason why they shouldn't be welcome to stay home, no different than I should believe that a person in Palestine should be able to return home. I don't believe in taking homes from people. I believe in people standing up for the right to live amongst one another in solidarity. But there does need to be some balance restored, and there does need to be some reparations paid. And that's what I also will fight for in the presence of all of that. I don't think there's a solution in making people leave where the only home they've ever known, regardless of how they got it. Unfortunately, I really believe that. I have to believe that, or otherwise I gotta leave here. But at the end of the day, this ain't my home. This was a place my family was brought to. This was a place my family had taken from them. And this is a place my family took, when you consider all three. And at the end of the day, I don't stand with anything Zionist. I don't give a damn who I'm related to in regards to that. If you trace my family roots back to individuals who supported the nonsense, I don't agree with it. And I tell them to their face that they were still breathing, that what they did was wrong, and that they hurt me and my feelings in regards to doing it. They hurt me when they hurt my other family members, stole from my other family members. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's a conundrum of being an African American today. And you were related to most. You're related to the settlers, the pilgrims, you're related to the slaves, and you're related to the natives. And so in the understanding of that, I got to think all three at the same time. And the only thing that makes sense to me in regards to thinking about that is to stand up for what's wrong today. Represent myself and my family and who's coming after me the right way. That's what I have to do. If I was only African, you see my skin black as hell. If I was only Native American, you wouldn't see the melanin in my skin. If I was only white, you wouldn't see the melanin in my skin. There's all three there. It's all three there. And in my spirit, I know that this is wrong. That rape contributed to my existence in some cases. Slavery and mistreatment contributed to my existence in some cases. And a lot of what evil is being done right now is going to contribute to somebody being alive tomorrow. It's unfortunate, but that doesn't mean that the right doesn't need to be made right. What is wrong doesn't need to be made right. Killing people ain't the answer. Although there are some people who probably deserve to die for what it is that they're doing. I don't doubt that. But I don't believe more murder is the answer. I think the answer is in education. I think the answer is in telling the truth. I think the answer is in forcing those who live in hypocrisy power to speak in ways that don't allow for them to continue to do so without being held accountable. Disarm them of their mental gymnastics, disarm them of their ability to continue to lie about why they do what they do. When what they do is not anything that would be allowed to happen to them. The things they do to other people, they would want to kill 100,000 people for every one person. Or the things that they do to others without any concern or any conscience at all. Proven in the actions done here. For which I can argue they did to themselves and framed others and then proceeded with that math. And the Hamas is a response. Iran is a response. The reality is Israel is the aggressor, and most of us who are paying close enough attention know that. We know it. We don't think it. We're paying attention. We're watching it. And the U.S. is unfortunately on the wrong side of history again. Germany on the wrong side of history again. Canada on the wrong side of history again. Kenya on the wrong side of history. It's many of them, many countries that are in the back pocket of these Zionists, in the back pocket of Israel, and as a result, 40,000 children have been killed in regards to this genocide. It has to stop. And just because it ain't happening to my people does not mean that I'm supposed to sit back and not care nothing about it, because people were standing up saying Black Lives Matter just 2 years ago. Some of them Palestinian, some of them Israeli, some, you understand what I'm saying? I want to stand for everybody because many have stood for me. But at the same time, I got to point out right is right and wrong is wrong. And what Israel's doing is wrong. What the Zionists are keeping going is wrong. I don't care how much power they have. I don't care who's listening to me. I don't care how much I appreciate what it is you own, how much I enjoy what it is you sell. At the end of the day, if you don't care nothing about those kids who are dying in my face, then I just got to assume you would be just fine with me dying in front of yours. And I'm going to protect myself, I'm going to protect my people, and I'm going to protect everybody who comes under that umbrella, and it ain't just black people. We are all Palestinian when you consider what Zionists have done to our people over the years. Whatever your people are, they've done something to you. They've benefited off of your back. They've smeared your image in the eyes of others one way or another. They've taken something from you, paid you very little for what it is you should have gotten. They've been doing this type of stuff to people for as long as they have been in civilization, and we know it. And this is the time when we disarm them of their nonsense. This is the time we make them communicate with us the true intentions of their actions. This is the time where we don't allow them to live in dystopian comfort zones that allow for them to continue doing what they're doing while they act like everybody who's pointing it out is crazy. This is not the time for that. This is the time where we've seen what you did online. We've seen the actions that you lie about. We've seen the hypocrisy of your media that you're showing us versus what it is that's actually happening to people on the boots on the ground in these circumstances. We know you were paying for what's going on in Congo. We know you're paying for what's happening in Sudan. We know you're paying for what's happening to the Palestinian people. We know this. We've already seen, we're witnesses to what it is you've done. And so that's what it really comes down to. All the little mental gymnastics that they've been doing, lying, keeping people quiet that they own and have in their back pocket, continuing the idea of smearing people's images by way of art and various different things that we are addicted to as a society. All of it has been weighed against the actions that we've seen in our phones. All of it's being weighed against the 40,000 people that they've murdered in our faces. So no, I will not support any of this nonsense that they own. No, I will not be quiet and sit back and watch it happen without using my voice to do something about it. No, I will not cower to the idea that they can silence me or kill me or maim me or do whatever they're going to do, because that's what they're going to do anyway if we continue to let them stay in power doing it. They will continue to do this. It's what they do. It's what they've done for 500 plus years. Much more. And the only reason why they've been allowed to do it is because people adhere to what it is that they do, be fearful of losing what it is that they control, and ultimately worship money over the idea of having a good reputation upon their own souls. And I will not be one of those people. And I'm going to make sure that I show myself to be an example of what humanitarian energy should be about, I think. Speaking up on stuff that doesn't pertain to you. Speaking up on truths that need to be said even though everybody around you is too afraid to speak. Being on the right side of history like the abolitionists, despite what could happen to them. Despite what could happen to me. Standing up and saying it's not okay to kill children just because it makes sense for me politically to be in cahoots with the people who are doing it. It's not okay to silence those who are outraged by outrageous nonsense that they see in their phones. You don't get to tell us what right and wrong is and then proceed to do wrong and pretend like we can't tell the difference. These are things that we've allowed for far too long. And it's because we're compromised by our own selfish ambition and fear of being scolded by individuals who could care less about being held accountable for what they do, who feel they are too above the law to be. So that's what I want to say to all of y'all, man. Stand up. Just capture this moment in time and understand what side of history is really the good side of history. It's not that of those who tell the story of what isn't true while doing what it is they should not do. It's about those who stood up against that and made sure that they captured in history what actually took place. They can't control the books if everything's done on camera. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of what they've done out here in this era has been done on camera. And we're speaking about it on camera in real time. They killed 11 children last night. 40,000 over the last 194 days. And there's footage of this everywhere. You have to take my word for it. There's footage all over Instagram. Documented conversations about this in real time every single day. So if you want to pretend like you don't see it or if you don't know that it's there, I'm telling you, go check it out. It's all online. It's for you to see. They've tried to hide it, but they did not succeed and will not succeed because it's not meant for them to. God didn't leave them anything but a bad reputation to overcome. That's it. The selfish ambition of their hearts and the arrogance to think that they can get away with murdering children. That's all they have. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.